Pleasant good night, brothers and sisters. It's a pleasure once again to be with you on 107.1 FM. I am Dinesh Jaiprashad, and this is the Dinesh Jaiprashad Show. I must say that for the few weeks we have not had a regular programs, but we are now stable, and we will continue with the weekly programs. I am very happy that you have tuned in wherever you are, listening via radio, Facebook, or any media. Please continue to share the link and encourage others to do the same. 107.1 FM brings real talk to you, straight up from the horse's mouth. And more so, brothers and sisters, the facts. We are bringing the facts to you, the truth, the hard truth that a lot of people are afraid to say. We are bringing it so that you can be able to understand that Guyana, if we do not put the right people to look after the affairs and to take charge of what is happening in Guyana, we can be in difficult situation. I must say tonight is a very special night. Today is a very special day, and today is International Women's Day, and we would like to say special congratulations to our women folks who have been leading from Parliament way down to every strata in society. We know that these women that you are seeing here today are vibrant women, strong women who have been leading us in many areas. I wish to say to all our women in this country, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, keep on the fight. Keep on the fight because you are important. We are dependent on you. I am very happy because a woman brought me into this world, and she was the one that molded me to be someone that I am today. So all of us are very much indebted to our women folks. So today we are having a conversation, and the individual in the vehicle was saying that we need to find the midwife, the nurse that delivers at the hospital, and we need to reach out to that individual and say thanks. So those of you who are in the health profession, those nurses, midwife, who are in the maternity ward, continue to play that motherly role. We are very much thankful for what you have done. So the teachers, the female teachers, police, public servants, and all the females everywhere in this country, the Caribbean, diaspora around the world, thank you for playing your part. We are happy. We are very much happy in this world because of the contributions our females have made to us. And I want to say that all of us must continue to respect our women. Whatever role that woman plays in the home, in the society, or whichever organization, we must all have respect for them so that we will be able to be happy in this community, in this country. So joining me tonight is a very wonderful individual who have been fighting um, for the cause of all Guyanese, a member of the Alliance for Change, my brother in Parliament, a very outspoken individual, um, Honorable Ricky Ramsarup. I must say special words of welcome to you, sir. Um, you have been doing your part, and we know that you will continue to do all that you have to do so that we can be able to continue the cause, continue to fight for the voiceless, people who do not have. So thank you very much, Honorable Dianarain Ramsarup, MP. I would normally call him Ricky Ramsarup, but Mr. Ramsarup, sir, thank you for taking time off tonight to be on this program. It's a very important program that we bring the facts, the truth to our brothers and sisters in Guyana, the Caribbean, and around the world. Your opening remarks, sir.
Thank you, Dinesh. Good night to you and your family and to all our viewers of 107.1 FM, especially our women. The power of women must be noted in this special day. So I wanted to congratulate all those women and especially the single mom, those who are working and are trying to make the ends meet. I want to congratulate those women, our teachers, our nurse, our executive. A woman has played a very important role in our country. We have had women to be presidents, we had prime ministerial, we had members of parliament. So all executive role, we have our women. I think the issue should know that our government and our has really played an emphasis on having certain percentage of women in parliament, which we it's keeping with international standard and so on. So we have really put women to be forefront of the independency and the executive arm of our country and our nations for its development. So I want to say special congratulations to all those women, especially those in parliament um, that sit with us, and those who are taking up the leadership role, not only in the executive office, but those who are taking up leadership in the home. The role of a woman in a home is very, very important. It keeps the family together, you know. So I really wanted to appreciate those and um, to ensure that
Yeah,
all are being treated equal.
thank you, thank you. Well, indeed, that was well said, my brother. And we, the APNU AFC, in all that we say and do, we hold respect for women very high, and we will not say derogatory things to our women folks. We respect our women folks, and we want to send that message that all of us, whichever office you may hold, we must know what we are saying to our women folks. Think twice before we say whatever we want to say. And to all my brothers out there, whatever may be your age or status or whatever, respect the woman next to you. Respect that woman in your office. Respect that woman in your home. Respect that woman in the community. And only then we can be able to earn the respect that we, want to have. We will have better homes, better families, better community, and Guyana will be continue to be a wonderful place that we all would want to be. So on this note of International Women's Day, I say hats off to our women folks. I salute you wherever you are. God bless you. Continue to do what you are doing. Remember, without you guys, we will not have a society. We will not have what we have. So we depend on you. I want to say that keep up the fight. Keep up the fight. We know that we are government in waiting, and we will ensure that the rights of women, we will ensure that the pay for women, for all workers, as a matter of fact, is being up and on par with what is happening around the world. We know that we are a very rich and a wealthy country now, and we must put systems in place so that our brothers and sisters everywhere can be able to earn enough that they will maintain themselves and their family. You rightly said, my brother, about some congrats and hats off to the single mothers. I know that there are a lot of single mothers out there who are struggling, and please keep up the fight. You are struggling with your children now, but a few years from now, your children will have jobs and will be able to move out from that level that you are currently in. Think about the future. Think about the struggle that you are going through now so that your children and grandchildren will have a bright future. So much for International Women's Day. So back to the political issue, Mr. Ramsrup. We see a lot of talks, we hear a lot of talks, we see a lot of news about the Enmore sugar factory, the Enmore sugar plant, the packaging plant. This big story that took a lot of our resources, a lot of our money, Guyanese money, like the Skellan, the white elephant that we have at Skellan. Well, I don't know if it's what kind of elephant now because we call it so much elephant that the thing is non-functional. And we have put so much of money into Skeldon, and we know it will not be operational for the next years. The honorable minister made mention about 2026. We know soon we will have an election, and we are saying 2026. So it is
Mhm.
another political bluff that they are fooling the supporters. And I must say to my brothers and sisters who are listening to this program and who are listening to other programs, do not suck up to the lies. 18 months already. Skeldon can open. Rosal can open. No way. And you are still sitting down there saying, yes, it's going to happen tomorrow. Wake up, my brothers and sisters. We need to brace the truth. If it cannot happen in 18 months, and we are seeing a lot of things being published in the news about, they're going to go to India, they're going to go to China, they're going to go to this country and that country to find out about the X, Y, and Z. I'm saying you will have to wait. But we know there are more bad things coming for us. There are more bad things coming for us. And I must say that since we are on the topic of the Enmore packaging plant, we want to discuss that a few minutes so that the Guyanese brothers and sisters will realize what the PPP is doing. The PPP is putting more people out of job, and they are ensuring that sugar sinks in this country. We know that sugar is going down, but the way the PPP is operating is that they are plunging the sugar industry deeper and deeper into chaos. What are your take, my brother, on the Enmore packaging plant?
Dinesh, thank you very much to put it in that way. And I wanted to say probably this is a blessing in disguise that this is happening, because if it is further happen in our watch, then we'll get the cost from head to toe. This was one of the promises that the PP made to get back into office. In fact, They have tell the people that they will reopen back those sugar estates that you mentioned, which is uh, Rosal and Skeldon and more. They wanted to reopen back the sugar, and the people believed it, despite we were telling them that the research and the study that we have done clearly shows, which included a union that was part of did the research and report, clearly state that sugar was not profitable in the way that we are doing it. That the research also brought out a recommendation that we had to right size it, meaning that we had to close and more the Rose Hall, and the whales had to be not operable, and we had to ensure that the iflood, Albion, and the uh, Claremont estate, those are three estates that would have really consumed the sugarcane that we have, that would have made the industry viable. I don't know if recently if you saw the reports that where tons and tons of cane was spoiled at the iflood because it had breaks in the factory. Um, so it's showing signs that what we were saying, it was actually the truth. But the PP, knowing the propaganda and how they operate, um, they have a tendency of want to control that fraction of sugar workers, especially the East Indians, which is very hurtful sometimes because I don't know if they cannot like read for themselves or to understand the situation that we're talking, or if they think we are talking lies. Now that we have seen that they have closed the and more completely, well, they sold it out. That was on the report. We have spent 12.5 million US dollars to modernize that factory, that plant. Now it's been closed. They said they're going to relocate. So after we pressure them now, they say they're going to relocate it that now to Albion. Now they also close the terminal at the wharf, or they going to use it for the rice industry. Now that is showing you the signs that the sugar industry, they have no intention of reopening it, despite the $22.2 billion so far that is spent in that industry. You, I don't know what else we can do or say to the population. We have seen the latest report came out from, I think it was the vice president, that clearly states that, that not everybody will return to the sugar estates, that they will have to seek other employments and alternative jobs. I don't know what else they need to know and what we were saying. But as I said, was an opening statement. I'm happy that it coming from them. You understand? They knew that our reports and research and study that was done, it was not viable. I know that the CEO is trying hard to say that they will do other by utilize the other byproducts, or make the, like, for example, ethanol and so on. But he didn't have a clue that the sugar plant, the packaging plant in Elmore was sold. He had no clue. I've seen a report about. I think today I was reading a report where the deputy speaker throw his support behind the Elmore sugar plant, packaging plant. But apparently he is in a boat that already sailed. He did not have. He don't understand what was happening or the whole scenario behind that thing. You understand me? So he's just, I don't know what to say, but I think the boat already sailed, and he's now trying to with a canoe trying to catch that big boat. But I'm a bit of satisfied now, because it clearly shows what we were saying, the AP and UFC was saying, and what Camaraj always preach about, the right sizing of the sugar industry, is finally coming to happen, and it's happening under the PPPC. That, Dinesh,
Exactly, exactly.
That is what
And
is reality, and that is what our viewers, and that is what our brothers who are in the sugar industry needs to understand.
yeah, um, as you rightly said, it is the facts coming out, and we know that our brothers and sisters who are viewing, listening, please don't say that we are telling you lies and misleading you. Get to the newspaper, get to the printed media, get onto Facebook and all these social media, and you will see for yourself the facts coming out. Don't take things for granted. Please, if your husband or brother or son is in the industry, tell them to get themselves equipped with another skill. Have a plan B. Because Enmore was up and running, packaging plant. Now they want to move that now to Albion, putting a lot of person there out of job, bring it here to Albion. And I am saying to you, if you know that these things are not going to last long, we need to put systems in place. Do not keep the people the way that you want to manipulate them and always, brainwash them. I am saying that our brothers and sisters are sensible now in Guyana. They need to continue to think for themselves, continue to be there so that you can put systems in place to change and help your life. Um, we are on various programs fighting for you to be able to understand what really is happening. We are representing you at all levels. I must pause to say special words of welcome to our dear sister, Honorable Corrector MacDonald, who is a member of parliament leading by example, outstanding Guyanese, a trade unionist, and someone who has always represented the cause of our female. Special good night to you, my dear sister, and special words of
Good night to
welcome.
you, my brother, and
Um,
thank you for having me on
on
your program.
Thank you very much. On to that on this very auspicious day, International Women's Day. What do you have to say to our women folks?
Well, Dinesh, let me first extend Happy International Women's Day to all of those strong women out there. We recognize your contribution. We are grateful for what you would have done. We are grateful for those women who were there before us, who paved the way so that we now can stand on their shoulders and to be able to break other barriers so that younger women coming after us, they would not have to go through the struggle that women before us and the ones that we are going through now. And so this is quite an important day. And I'm happy that we have been given this day so that recognition can be given to us. When you look at all of those single mothers out there who are doing everything to make the ends meet, even though they're not going to meet. When we look at all of those grandmothers out there, all of those police women, those nurses, the teachers, those in the public service, when we look at the way women have been championing the cause, there is nothing else that we can do but to say hats off to them. And as we continue to hold on to what this theme says, and this theme is so apt this year, which is saying that we must ensure that we break the bias. We have to break the bias. We have to ensure that women can find their rightful places in society. Gone are the days when we think that a woman's place is in the home to cook, wash, clean, and to rear children. Women have evolved. And so we've got to be able to break those barriers, break those biases, so that women can contribute even more meaningfully to society.
Thank you very much. Indeed, that is very much timely at this juncture. We know that a lot of our women folks are feeling the squeeze right now, Sister Coretta, and you know it like all other Guyanese, things tight, things really tight in this country. Um, from a woman perspective, what would you like to share as it relates to managing the home and with the skyrocketing of cost of living. What do you think are some of the challenges faced by our women today in this country?
Dinesh, the first thing that we've got to do, and before I go on, let me say good night to my colleague Ricky. I trust that you were able to spoil wifey today on International Women's Day. And I know that you did that. So I don't want an answer from you. But the thing is, Dinesh, we have got to come to the point where we are real with ourselves. We see too many cosmetic dressing out there. And so we're not only seeing it at the lower level, but we're seeing it from right up from the top. And I was saying on another program just now that we saw the march that they had in observance of International Women's Day. We saw the slogans on the t-shirts. But are we really serious about those slogans and the march we had? I don't think so. And I'm saying that because of this simple reason. Two times it has happened in the parliament, in the 12th parliament. We had one instance where a sitting member of parliament assaulted a female MP. And this is a male minister who assaulted a female MP. And then we saw it happening again where a minister stood at the podium with his mic opened to say to a female member of parliament she wants a dildo. Did we hear the outcries coming for that? So when we talk about breaking the bias, we have to be really serious about breaking the bias. And I came in when you were talking about what is happening in the sugar industry, where this government continue to fool the people. As a matter of fact, this was the same government that closed the estates before, and then they come to sugarcoat it and to give the impression as if the coalition was such a bad government. They wanted so many people out of jobs to cause plenty people to be hungry. But this is what they are good at. They are good at sugarcoating things and to make a big hullabaloo about International Women's Day and we're going to break the bias. But do we really want to break the bias? I don't think they are serious about that. But as the coalition MPs, we know and we understand what our mandate is. We understand how important our women are. We respect our women. And if you look at our composition in Parliament, you would see the number of women who we have as MPs sitting in the National Assembly. And that in itself says to us, or it should be saying to everyone else, the kind of respect that the coalition has for women. And unless we are serious about breaking the barrier, we are not going to be able to ease all the kinds of disrespect that is being meted out to women. But coming from the coalition, we will continue to champion the cause for the rights of women, equal rights for women, for the rights for girls. We will continue to seek for empowerment of our women, because there's an old saying that says the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. And if we don't have respect for our women folk, how do we expect the children who are coming from that woman to be able to deal with each other in society? And it's because society would have gone haywire, throwing all our moral values out, that we are having so many social ills in our society. But we're going to fix that. Better days are coming. We are going to fix it.
Thank you very much. Brothers and sisters, listeners, there you were listening to a future minister in waiting, someone who will represent the cause of our women folks. And Honorable Corrector, we were having a discussion earlier whereby we were saying that we need to continue to respect our women. Whatever job they are in, whatever they are doing, whatever may be their status in society, we need to continue to respect them, because all of us, all credit owed to the woman and the women who have caused us to be who and what we are.
Yes.
We have allowed the male dominance, the patriarchal society to dominate and rule society for too long, and it is time that we give credit where it's due. In all strata, all jobs, we see uh,
Mhm.
a dominance of our women folks, and more so the jobs that are there to gear and mold and bring up our young minds. Those jobs are taken primarily by our women folks. So there are some men who hold probably the high offices and so, but I'm saying that all that we have in society in terms of making someone responsible and respectable, it comes back to that of the work of a woman. So I must say that, yes, you go.
And Dinesh, let me just add, regardless of who that man is in society and the office that he holds, you check it. Who fixes the curtains in his office? A woman. Who sets the chairs in the office? A woman. Who cleans that office? A woman. So in every strata of society, we have women playing their roles, regardless of how that role is. Every single role is important because if we don't have the woman there as the cleaner, we have chaos in the workplace. If we
Correct.
don't have the woman there in the home as the mother, you know what we would have there. And so women are important to society. Women are important to the development of society because it is the women who are so geared to nurture and to bring up the children, of course, with the assistance of our males. So, regardless of who that
Saying that
man is, sorry.
so true. Saying that brings back a memory. Few weeks ago, we were having a discussion with a woman who happens to be a cleaner at a school, and she was indicating to myself and some other colleagues that she can recall the days then when her salary was about 39,000 a month,
Yes.
and then there was a change in government, and the
Mhm.
salary over a period of time moved to 70,000. She said that, sir, this is something that gives me some status, some power in
Yes.
society, so that I can go to the market and I can come back with my bags filled. And it spin up some emotion and some thoughts that every government should be caring like that.
Hmm.
We should not look upon somebody job and say, hey, Renan, this job is perceived to be, A or B, and you cannot have the minimum wage or you must have less than somebody else. No, what APNU AFC did was to bring up the people who are having the smaller package, the smaller salary, so that they can be able to, function effectively and afford whatever. Since we are on that
Dinesh,
affordability,
Dinesh, before you
yes, yes,
go,
go.
and it's a very important point that you just made, and our viewers need to understand that 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 governance, that is a curricular governance strategy. Um, you have to, what we are doing as an AP and UFC government, we are trying to raise that bar to ensure that we the bar between the lower class and the middle class, and the middle class and the upper class in terms of, I'm talking in terms of financial status and so on,
Yeah.
um, to ensure that those bars are raised, ensure that those persons below that middle class bar, they can rise above that. We have to set up policies and system in place to ensure that happen. But what we are seeing now, that is a reverse of that, because they realize we were doing that. They don't want.
5%.
That's right. They don't want to have the people to have a power or be independent.
Yep.
It's
Hmm.
it's 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 a socialism thing. It's like how the Russians and the dictators operates. You understand me? That is how they operate. They're trying to always control the population.
Hmm.
You're trying to control the population so that when time comes, like you're gonna see close to election, you're gonna hear about this percent, 10%, 50% increase, 100% increase. You're gonna hear it. It's gonna happen. It is going to happen. And as Dinesh mentioned earlier, that you're gonna hear that, oh, the Sugar State not gonna reopen in 2026. That's after the 2025 election. You see where
But
they're
but
going with it?
the thing is there, Ricky, and I'm happy that you mentioned this, and our viewers must understand that the PPP's mandate is to keep the masses at the level of their feet, where they can always
Exactly.
control you. That is their mandate.
Correct.
If we look at what transpired during the coalition's term in office, when percentage increases were given, we recognize that the persons who were serving in the highest office, they got the least of increase. And the ground root people, the masters at the bottom, they got the higher increase. And that was to ensure that the ordinary man had had spending power. He could have been able to go to the market and buy, just the same way Dinesh could go and buy a pound of cheese or 2 pounds of cheese. The small and ordinary man could have been able to do that because he saw what he was receiving at the end of the month. As a matter of fact, the small and ordinary man out there, the masses, they were able to put something into their savings. But what we found happening after August 2nd, 2020, there was a total reverse of every single thing, not only the living
Exactly.
standards, but our moral values, and everything went down the drain. We look at the manner with which the police started operating, 360 degrees turn. We look at the manner with which drugs started circulating in this country, drug busts everywhere, nobody is being held. And so the craziness has started once again. Don't talk about corruption. That, well, you don't even, we won't have time enough to talk about that. And so
Okay.
this is the manner with which the PPP operates. And our viewers must understand, the Guyanese people must understand that the PPP, they don't care about you. All they care about is your votes when it's around elections time, but they don't care about your well-being. Because when we look at what is happening even right now, the oil sector, when they were out of government, they criticized the deal which they signed. They
Exactly.
criticized it, and they said when they get into office, they're going to reduce that, and they're going to reverse that, and ensure that we get a higher percentage. But you're not seeing anything happening. When we look at contracts that are being issued, look at the people right now. We have a company, Junior Sammy, something, something. Every single truck, they got trucks, they got canters, they got wagon cars, every single thing they got. So it means that the Guyanese, the bona fide Guyanese like me and you, we can't get any space there because Junior Sammy come from Trinidad and he got everything. And whatever is left is from other friends and cronies and families. So the ordinary man like me and you and woman, we are left there at the mercies of these foreigners who come into our country, and they got more rights than you and me.
Exactly.
And this is what is happening in our country.
This is the truth. This is the hard truth that the people must be able to accept. And we know that the people fed up. Esikumu Demara Barbies everywhere. Honorable Ram Sarupan and McDonald, everywhere people talking. Everywhere. If there should be an election 2022, we know what will be the outcome.
Mhm.
The people are very much fed up with this, what is happening in this country. Cost of living. Just
Mhm.
imagine we go to a shop with 5,000 and 15,000, and you just pick up two or three, four items. And
Yeah.
we can't have things like that happening. Some people are saying that all the increase that the people receive during Ranger time, the BBP taking back now. In 18 months,
Yes.
all gone.
Mhm.
Cost of
Mhm.
living is so much
Mhm.
that we are not seeing anything being, as we will say, thing will drop back. Non-price not dropping in Guyana. Anything that goes
44,
up stays there.
44.3%
So
increase in cost of living.
exactly,
So,
44%.
so Dinesh, with
44.3%.
all the big fancy talks about, oh, they took VAT off of this, they took VAT off of that, they took VAT off of this, and everything that they're taking VAT off of, but we can still not see where our monies are going. Like you said,
Yeah,
you a couple 4 years ago, you go to the market with $15,000, you see where you're buying. Now you go to the market with that same $15,000, and you can't even see what you're buying. Just recently, the Guyana Teachers Union did a sample of a basket of four basic, ordinary things, not no fancy things like sausages and so on, basic needs for a home, and that came up to 100 and something $1,000 for a month. And you check it. Check to see how many of our citizens are earning 100 and something thousand at the end of the month. And I'm
Exactly.
not talking their house rent yet. So you
Coretta,
understand what is happening in the society.
you
Yes,
mentioned the
Nico.
taxes. You mentioned the taxes. And they keep boasting about the taxes and so on. I recall when they bring on the VAT, 16%.
Yep.
We've reduced that to 14%.
Mm-hmm.
The taxes that they talk about, the electricity and the water taxes on the water, who do you think benefit more on these things? It's not
The
a
big
small
company.
man at household for a reduction for a 14% tax on a household. It's about $200 more. 200 Ghana, that doesn't have a meaning now today. $200. So when
Exactly.
you remove that, it's $200 removed from a household. For
So
a
reduce
normal average middle income earners, it's $200 you're gonna be. Electricity is the same thing, about
Ricky,
$300.
reduce tax on Tacoma and Hilux and 4x4. You understand? I want to know which teacher buy a Tacoma, which nurse go
You
buy
know,
a Hilux.
you know,
Who
right?
go buy?
Yeah,
You
only a
understand?
certain, right. That's right. And there's only a certain fraction of people that will be benefit, and that is a point that I want to bring over. The
Exactly.
big businessmen
It's
and so on will
basically
benefit from those water and those reducing taxes, not the poor
basically
people.
is right. Is money going back to the boys? Basic
Yes, money is going back to the
language.
boys.
Yeah. So
Money is going right back to the boys. And
and we're
this is what
seeing
is
it.
happening in the
Yes.
society. As a matter of
Go.
fact, we have seen in all of these budgets. As a matter of fact, let me go to the largest budget. What do we have there for public servants? You see anything there for public servants? Nothing there
Nothing.
for public servants. And so all this big fancy talks, they still don't care about the people. If you look at those who are going to benefit from this budget, are the people who are already wealthy. Those are the people who are benefiting from the budget. So the ordinary man will still continue to be at the feet of the people. So don't let them come with that kind of fancy talk. All these projects that they have within the budget, you check and see who will benefit from them.
Exactly. So true. So true. So, brothers and sisters, wherever you are, we are bringing the truth to you. We know that you are fed up with whatever is happening, but we want you to listen to us. We want you to listen to all those who are bringing information to you and make the right choices. We know come next election, do not listen to the thing that, oh, my father votes so, my grandfather votes so, and me go vote so. No, vote for yourself. Vote so that you will be out of poverty. Vote for the betterment of your children and grandchildren. That is how you vote. Not because he vote for red and I got to vote for red too. Or he vote for green, I got to vote for green too. No. We got to break that nonsense and vote on policies. And we have had APNU AFC with some good policies for Guyana, some good development. But we know what happened in March. But it will not happen again. We know next election. You know what the people are saying? Honorable, Coretta and Ricky. By you want election come, the man is doing too much by too much bad thing, too much wrong thing happening. Every day they will reach you and say these things to you. But when you ask them, come on the program, no by I can't come on the program, they go fight me by. I can't come on the program. We must start this thing, must say so. So I'm saying to our brothers and sisters there, we can represent you, but we can't change your policies. We are minority. If you make us government, then we gotta look after your affairs, right? We gotta look after your affairs.
That's
We
right.
we can only represent you now by bringing out the truth and the facts and expose all the discrepancies that are happening. But we want you to continue to support us. Send information to us. Report whenever things are not going right, and we will continue to do whatever we have to do. Closing remarks, Sister Coretta.
Well, I hope you're hearing me, Dinesh.
Yes, yes, we are
Good.
hearing you, but we see the camera turned side. We're like.
Yes, I know somebody's trying to get me. But I want to say to us, to the viewers out there, we have to remember that the development of this country cannot happen in little parcels. The development of this country has got to happen with all of us on board, every single one of us on board. And the only way we can come on board is when we have a government that recognizes that every single Guyanese citizen, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of your religion, that you are important. That's the only way we'll be able to make progress in this country. And so I want to say to our viewers, while I understand the fear in citizens across this country, that they are fearful of speaking out because they know how vindictive this government is. They know what they would do to them. While we understand that, we want to urge you that when you can't speak at forums and you can't come to forums like these to speak, call us up, give us the information, tell us where to go and look to see where the corruption and so on is happening, and we will speak for you. We will speak on your behalf. We are here to represent you, whether you voted for us or not. We are here to represent you, and we will do that. We will do that in the National Assembly. We will do that outside of the National Assembly. So allow us to come into your communities. Allow us to have the discussions with you so that we can make the kinds of representation that you would not be able to make for yourselves. Just remember, we are not one Guyana because we're not one Guyana. We are one people, one nation with one destiny. More than that, as a Guyanese woman, I want to always be respected by my Guyanese male counterparts. And so let me say to you, we have to respect our women, we have to respect our men. But we can only do those things if those kinds of morals are embedded in the government of the day, so that that can be trickled down to the people at the bottom there. But when you have a government that does not respect women, then you understand, and this is where we have to call them out. Remember, folks, COVID is still alive and well. I've seen lots of things happening as if COVID went out the door and everybody congregating here and there. Just remember to stay safe, keep your distances, wear your mask, and use your hand sanitizers as often as possible, and encourage others to do that. Because we want you to be right here to enjoy the benefits of the oil that you as a Guyanese citizen must benefit from. Happy International Women's Day to our women across this country. We thank you for your contributions, and we look forward for you doing even more for our girls who are coming up. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Indeed, that is very much appropriate and timely. Um, I must say that it has been a pleasure to have you tonight, Honorable Coretta McDonald, and I know that you have given justice to the program. Um, Thank you. Continue to be that inspirational woman that you are. Guyana awaits you in terms of leadership at all levels. Continue to be strong. There are many Guyanese women who are looking at you, and they are emulating. Some try to imitate, but most of them are emulating. Wherever I am in Region 6 and wherever you go in Region 6, a lot of our folks are talking about that young lady, Coretta. Coretta, the girl on fire, Coretta. So thank you very much for doing your
I am
part,
humbled.
and very much.
Thank
Honorable
you, Dinesh.
Ricky, any closing
Uh,
remarks?
yeah, I want to say thanks to Coretta for responding to us. I mean, I know you're always ready to war with us. Thank you for responding, and that is called woman power. Despite the late call from you, you're responding well to us to come and to join us on the program, because we were really looking forward to have you on the program, and to have probably two more, but I guess you know they're probably busy. So, Carissa, thank you very much. It's always been a pleasure to be in your company. I guess we have a program also on Sunday that we have to be together again. So it's always a pleasure to be in Caretta's company.
Thank you.
And indeed she is a warrior, and that is why we like about our women, lead from front.
Thank
um,
you.
Dinesh, I think Coretta ended with a statement saying that we wanted the oil money to goes to benefit all Guyanese. And I wanted to end from there also. That we had 607 million US dollars um, on this very program and other programs that we hosted. We talk about that money will be disappear when they repeal the 2019 Natural Resources Fund Act. And you can see when we ask questions in Parliament, where the 607 million US dollar will be spent. There's no directive or no plan or no proper program for that money where it will be spending. And this is so unfair to Guyanese. It is the representation that is needed on that board. If you've seen that we made
But
recommendations to have
Ricky,
persons.
if I may, that whole thing is another program by itself. So we
Yeah,
know
I know, I know.
time is beating us tonight. So
Yeah, right.
I want to say thank you, my brother. Thank you, sis, for doing a wonderful program with me tonight. It has always been a pleasure. And to all the women who are looking, who will be looking, and all the women folks in Guyana, Caribbean, around the world, hats off to you. Our respect, our to you. Please continue to do your part and continue to make us proud. On behalf of the APNUAFC, we say Happy International Women's Day. God bless and so long. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
It's been a long time, it's been a long time, it's not there before time. It's been a long time, it's been a long time, it's not there before time. It's been a long time, it's been a long time.